Hey, it's Yas Naidoo-Jooste. Welcome to this month's co-creation card reading. We're going to be receiving divine guidance for the month of October to November 2025. I do set the intention that this be a timeless reading as well. If you happen to be finding it later on, a few days or weeks later, maybe even a few years later, whenever you are receiving this message, trust that it is arriving exactly when you are meant to hear it. I also set the intention that whatever messages come through be exactly what it is that your soul wants you to know at this time. Now, before we get into the reading, I want to make a quick, very exciting announcement. I am going to be launching a book club in November. And it was completely unexpected. When I did last month's reading, I had no idea that this book club was going to be coming out into the world. It just came into like a download. It just arrived in my mind randomly one morning when I was doing absolutely nothing. So that just goes to show that you don't have to be putting in much effort to receive guidance on something that is really cool and exciting that you are called to do. So I got the download, I started doing some planning for it, and I was thinking maybe I should just like keep this on the down low, like prep everything that needs to be done and then only announce it once everything is ready to be launched. But the guidance that I was getting was no. Share it now, spread the word now, call the people in now, and talk about it as the planning is being done. Talk about it as you're moving up to the launch. And so the book club has a life and spirit and energy of its own. I am just the vessel through which it gets to be birthed into this world. So I'm super excited to be sharing this with you. It is completely free to join. At the moment, it's just going to be shared as an online reading space for those of us who are on the spiritual journey and searching for a place that feels like home. That is something that I've been searching for the longest time. And I'm so grateful to be able to create this space and to share it with you. And more details will be shared when it officially launches in November. You can find links to follow the book club on YouTube and Instagram. Those links can be found in this video description. So if it sounds like something that you would like to join, I would love to see you there. All right, so let's get into this month's card reading. The deck that I'm working with is The Ancient Stones Oracle by Rebecca Campbell and Katie Louise. And I felt called to use this deck in particular because we are in October and we are moving into November, which is Libra season, moving into Scorpio season. And I just felt like stones in particular is something that we need to ground ourselves through this season of balance and harmony, moving into Scorpio season, which is more intense and transformational. And I feel like we needed a bit of extra grounding at this time. So I will be using this deck. And if you would like to participate fully in this reading, we will be doing a reflection exercise where we just think about or make some notes about the reading that we have received. You can grab yourself a journal and a pen and get more comfortable. Bring yourself something to drink like tea or water. Get a cushion and a blanket if you'd like to get more comfortable. And we can begin our reading for this month. So our first question for the reading is, how are we being guided to acknowledge the month that is ending? So at this time, we're in October, but of course, if you are listening at a later time, that is totally okay. What are we being guided to acknowledge for the month that is ending? We've got two cards. We've got Dancing with the Stones, movement, teamwork, partnership, and the Sanctuary, harmony and balance, joy, contentment. Oh, that is like so Libra season. Here are the cards up close, and you can pause the video if you need to. What I'm getting for this message is, in the month that is coming to an end, how did you invite company, collaboration, participation with other people? In what way did you invite other people, other energies? It doesn't necessarily have to be actual people. It could also be books, courses, just anything that has an energy of intelligence and communication. What did that look like for you? And was it something that brought you balance and greater joy and contentment in your life? If so, perhaps that's something that you want to do a bit more of. And if not, if perhaps this wasn't something that you paid attention to, or it just didn't happen at all, maybe it is something that you would like to do and something that you'd like to make time for and prioritize in the month ahead. And our next question is, what are we being guided to know about the month ahead? What can we expect in the month ahead? Ooh, so many cards. Two cards again. We've got Stone of Destiny, life path, ambition, passion, yes, and releasing the past, emerging, transforming, energies transmuted. Oh my goodness, Scorpio energy, there it is. So here's a close-up of the cards. And the message here, quite clearly, I'm seeing that there's an ending of some sort. It doesn't have to be scary at all. It can just be a chapter that is closing, whether it's an area in your life or maybe just a mindset that you're saying, this is not serving me anymore, and I want more, I want better, I deserve better, I deserve to think more positively about myself and my potential and what I am capable of drawing into my reality. There's an ending, and at the same time there's a new beginning. And it's so perfectly aligned with Scorpio season, because Scorpio is all about deep reflection and transformation. So look at what it is in whichever area of your life you feel is important at this time. Where do you feel like you have been feeling stuck or stagnant? Where do you feel like you've been weighed down and struggling? How can you let this go in the most loving and gentle and compassionate way? And at the same time, what is calling you forward? How can you take baby steps towards what it is that something inside of you is whispering really loudly? I don't want to say yelling, because like our soul, our higher self, does not yell at us, not in a frantic, rageful way, but it does whisper. And usually when it is really important, those whispers do not leave us alone, and it can get intense. It can be with us sometimes all day, every day. So think about what is coming up in your life that you're feeling like, I want to say yes to this. This feels like it is for me. This feels like this is the path that I want to pursue, even if it has never been a thing that you've done before, even if it's so not the person that you are and the life that you have lived. If it feels like something in me wants to go there, the cards for the month ahead are saying yes. There does need to be a closing of a chapter and releasing whatever is holding you back from going down this path and saying yes to it. Oof, that is exciting. And let's pull another card to get some guidance on what action can we take as we move into the month ahead, where we're being guided to release what's not serving us and say yes to what is calling us. What practical action can we take as we step into the month ahead? The cards are going crazy. You can't see it, but there's so many coming out, and I'm actually going to shuffle again because I want to keep this simple. Ideally, just one card, one practical step. Okay, the cards have now fallen on the floor. I will just pick up whatever. We've got two cards again. We've got ancestral messages, connection, belonging, ask for help. And oh, this is beautiful. Nothing is impossible. Open to the unexpected, you'll find a way. Oh, this is amazing. Here is a close-up of the cards. And what I'm getting here for a practical step that you can take as you move into the month ahead is to not think that you have to do this all on your own. So maybe where you're at with what it is that you want to do, you can't yet see exactly where you're going, who could possibly help you, but what's being offered to you here is that help is available in some way or form. And the amazing thing about receiving support and assistance is that it can surprise you in unexpected ways, in unexpected timing and different forms. For me, the way that help has arrived in the most profound way is through books and oracle decks. And it's actually why I'm launching the book club, because books arrived at a time where I felt like I could not continue surviving on this earth. It sounds dark, and it was dark at the time. But the way that support arrived through books and oracle decks, it just showed up one at a time, exactly when I needed it, guiding me through different stages of my journey of healing and transforming. And so the message here is to be open to any form of support. Just say that you're open, be willing to be open. And if that is hard because perhaps you have been let down in the past by people that you've opened yourself up to, if maybe you have just never received support in the past and you might be feeling a little bit closed off from doing it, even being willing to be willing is enough. And the other card that says nothing is impossible, this is everything that we need to hear, because even if we don't know how, we don't know where, we don't know when, we just don't know how anything is going to happen, we're getting that confirmation that nothing is impossible. So if we have a dream, if we have a calling, all we need to know is that we get to say yes to it, and the rest will get taken care of. Support will arrive at the right time, and we will get there. It's almost like the message that I'm getting is success is guaranteed. Now, of course, success can look different for everyone. So be open to finding fulfillment and achievement and success in ways that you have perhaps never experienced before. And if you do perhaps have more clarity on what it is that you want to do and want to pursue, and you have your eye on someone that you would like to ask for help, it could be a friend, a mentor, a teacher, maybe signing up for a course, whatever that looks like, invest in yourself. I have learned through experience that investing in yourself is the absolute best thing that you can do, whether that involves investing money in it or even calling in free support, which absolutely exists. Be willing to invest in yourself, and the perfect opportunity will show up for you. All right, and I have one more question and card that I want to pull. For some reason, I felt like I needed to pull a card for career. So when I was like mentally prepping myself to do this reading and this recording, I saw myself doing a career reading. And it was weird because I've never done a career reading before, like not as a collective reading. I have found that most of the clients that work with me have been requesting assistance and guidance in their career, and it's ranged from being in the very beginning, like being fresh out of school and wanting to know what path would be most fulfilling, to people who are already in their career and they're just feeling a bit like stagnant or unfulfilled, and some people who have not been working for a long time or who have never worked ever. They were looking for guidance on where could they tap into to experience the most fulfillment and recognition and success. So it was never what I intended to do. I'm very much about soul purpose and deep transformation. But I don't know, maybe it's because I am navigating a major career transition. If you've been following my path, I left the corporate industry after 10 years back in early 2024, and it has been quite a journey of learning from scratch, starting from scratch. It feels like I had to go back to school and start over. And perhaps that's why I've been attracting so many people who are looking for guidance in their career. So I thought, let's bring this into the reading. It wants to be brought into the reading. So for those of you who do have a career, or maybe you are interested in pursuing a career, this message is for you. Whatever it is that you most need to know about your career at this time, this is the guidance for you. And we've got cards flying all over the place. Again, the energies are quite intense at this time. I'm not sure if you're feeling it. The cards are feeling it. And it just aligns with the transformational energy of Scorpio season. So don't be alarmed if things feel like, oh, it is all over the place. It needs to be all over the place so that something brand new can be set in motion. What are we being guided to know about our career at this time? Okay, we have got Hagstone, energy shield, protection, inner strength. And here is a close-up of the card. The message here for career, it's not so much practical advice on what to do in your day-to-day work, but it's more inner work, if that makes sense. So building strength within yourself, there's a need to create boundaries and energetic protection around yourself in your career. Maybe because you have been finding yourself influenced by other people's energies. Maybe certain things in your career has been draining you. That can take so many different forms, right? Like from people to working really long hours to really long commutes, or just having way too much that you're juggling. There is a need to build your inner strength, to set boundaries, however that looks. So consider what is draining you most right now in your career. Even if you just focus on one thing, sometimes working on one thing, which might look like this much of effort to take, can set so much in motion. It can have ripple effects and have major improvements throughout other areas in your work, throughout other areas in your life. So look at where your energy is being drained right now and put steps in place to protect your energy. And of course, I can't give every possible way in which to protect your energy because I don't know what exactly is draining you. But some things that I do in my day to day is I meditate. It's the first thing that I do in the morning to center myself. And I also set the intention that my energetic field, my aura, is protected. And sometimes I will visualize my field being quite close to me so that really absolutely nothing can influence me, or I will actually see the field of protection expanding around the country that I live in. Sometimes I will go as far as to say I am open to expand my energy field around the entire earth because I want to interact with people. Like, this is the work that I do. I want to invite them in. But at the same time, I want to protect myself from anything that is not healthy for me and is not serving me. So that is just a very simple way to protect your energy, is to visualize a shield of light in whatever color feels right for you, and to set the intention that you are being protected and you will not be influenced by anything that is not for the highest good and the highest good of all. And of course, if you would like more assistance, something that is more practical and is more directly related to the type of work that you do, if it's something that you're not able to figure out on your own and you would like some assistance, you absolutely can book a session with me. Either the intuitive guidance or the light guidance sessions would be most applicable for this type of assistance. All right. So let us now move into our reflection time. I'm going to give it 10 minutes because last month, I think I gave it 5 minutes to reflect on the messages that we received, and the time was not enough. So I'm going to double the time, and hey, if you finish sooner, you can just skip ahead and let's get into it. Grab your journal and your pen and get comfy, and you can find the reading questions and the cards that came up for the reading in the comments to reflect on. So I'll see you in 10 minutes. and we have come to an end of our reflection time. So let's finish up on whatever thought or idea we were reflecting on. All right. If there's anything that you would like to share from your reflection, that would be wonderful. You can drop that in the comments. There is a few things that I would like to share, and it might seem a bit like random, like I'm sharing very personal things that have been happening in my life, but I feel it's so important that things can happen unexpectedly and you can take action that you would never have expected yourself to take, and it can serve you in the best way. So just being open to infinite possibilities can bring in things that you never expected, and that is why I want to share it. And really, it's the little moments in our life that can lead to profound change. It doesn't always have to be like this out of this world, miraculous, extraordinary event. It can just be an ordinary day where you meet someone, you have a conversation, and your life is changed. And that is what I'm going to be sharing with you. So, for the first question that I pulled cards for, which was how can we acknowledge the month that is coming to an end? And the theme for that question was connection and contentment. I think that's a word. Being content. So, what I experienced in the last month was opening myself up to a new friend. And if you know me, if you've been following the stories that I've been sharing, then you'll know that I have been struggling to connect with people in the last year just because of the way that I have changed so much, the things that I care about, the things that are meaningful to me. It has changed the way in which I relate to people. And it's not to say that, like, nobody's good enough for me. It's just that what I care about has changed, and therefore my ability to have a shared interest with someone else has changed. So I have to now find new people who care about the same things that I care about. And the number of people who have stayed close to me over the last year, I can count on one hand. And I'm so grateful that I even have had that. And by the way, one of those people is my cat. Not a person, but still, that cat has really been there for me. But it was getting to a point where I was feeling a bit down and hopeless that I cannot make friends. Like this is not okay. I'm not a horrible person. I should be able to make friends, and I've had to just completely surrender this part of my life of being able to connect deeply with other people. And the most amazing thing that happened was I connected with a wonderful, extraordinary young woman who happens to live directly across from me. And she's like, I would say, between 10 and 20 meters away from me. And I did not know this because I have been in my home just keeping to myself. And perhaps she's been doing the same thing. And there were a few times where I noticed her while I was taking my cat out for a walk, where I would just wave at her because I like to wave at everyone, even if I don't know them. And she would wave back, and like that was the only interaction that we had. And in this last month, what happened was we developed a friendship. She was taking her cat out for a walk, and we happened to be out at the same time, and our cats met each other, and our cats fell in love with each other. It's just the sweetest thing. And I've been now meeting this woman on my own, not just to take our cats out, although that is, it has been so cute, arranging kitty play dates for our cats. Like, it feels like I've made it in life. I even told her this morning that us having kitty play dates feels like this is what I have been waiting for my whole life. Like, and I didn't know that this is what would make me so happy. And we have been having dates where we have chats about just what's going on in our lives, and we have tea and coffee, and we do card readings, and it's just been amazing and so unexpected. Like, how did I ever know that I was going to meet someone literally who lives meters away from me, and that we would get along so well, and our cats would get along so well? And so this is something that has brought me a balance in my life, which totally aligns with the cards that came up. It's brought me a balance and joy that I have been needing and have just not been able to experience. I don't think ever, not on this level. And I feel so much at ease and so much at peace. And you will most likely be meeting her soon, because I've even spoken to her about the book club, and she's very keen to be a part of it. And we're thinking of sharing things together, having conversations together, and talking about our journey as we move through the different seasons of the book club. So if that does happen, then you will get to meet her very soon. And yeah, I'm very happy to be able to share this part of my life with you, because it just goes to show that when you are open to miraculous change, it can find you so unexpectedly, and it really did come in at the right time. Had this friendship come into my life a year ago, I really was not in the right place to receive it. I was breaking down. I was going through a dark night of the soul. I did not have anything in me to give to another person. I barely had enough to give to myself. And so, as much as I truly wanted to have a deeper connection with someone and to have a friend, just someone to experience life with in that way, I was not in the best position to welcome it into my life until now, after I've been through the many transformations and sheddings and releasings that needed to happen. So I hope that this gives you some hope and inspiration if you are perhaps wanting to invite new people, new connections, new friendships into your life. You truly don't need to have all the answers. You just need to have the mindset of, I am willing to invite in whatever is most fulfilling for me, and the universe just takes care of the rest. And one more thing that I would like to share, and this was to do with the question, moving into the month ahead. What can we expect as we move into the month ahead? the themes of the cards that came up was to do with releasing whatever is not serving you and to say yes to what is calling you. And something that I did that was so unexpected is that I paused my activity on my Instagram account, both my personal Instagram and my business page Instagram. And this was never the plan because Instagram was very much the platform that I was using to create visibility of the work that I do, to share my ideas and lessons learned. And I guess I did it because I saw everyone else doing it, and the people in the industry that I'm in, the people who are like living their life in a way that I aspire to live my life, they're using Instagram. And so I thought, okay, this is the way to go. And I did it. And what I had been ignoring for the longest time is that I was actually not happy being on Instagram. And I only really sat with it in the last few days. I was actually forced to sit with it. So, okay, I'm going to be telling you much more about me. I injured my back about, I think, 10 days ago, around there, maybe slightly more. And I don't know exactly the reason behind how I injured my back, but the the thing that I did that caused strain was that I read way too many books in the last month. And when I read a book, I get into it. Like I will lean into that book for hours. Sometimes, like on a weekend, from the morning till the evening, I will just be losing myself in that book. And I read quite a few books in the last month because I was just enjoying books after such a long time, if that makes sense. I was enjoying the enjoyment of books. Because in the last year, I mentioned I did go through a season of the dark night of the soul, and during that time, I could not enjoy anything. In fact, most of the things that once brought me joy are just not doing it for me anymore. And that's like another conversation for another time. But reading, which was something that I absolutely love to do, I was just not able to do it. I did not have the space, the mental capacity to take in information, whether through a physical book or through an audiobook. And in the last few weeks, I found myself really intrigued by books again and enjoying it so much. And yes, I went overboard. I still can't understand how that injured me to the point where I had to just be laying on my back in bed for the last week. And I had a lot of time to think. I had nothing else to do while laying on my back. And it just got me thinking about how have I been spending my time? It's only when you can't do the things that you normally do that you think about, like, I really wish that I spent my time doing this instead of that. And what came up for me was I'm not really enjoying Instagram. Of course, I'm grateful that I get to have that space and to be creative in the posts that I create and to share my ideas and my channels. I do love it, but it's not bringing me that much joy. What I'm getting from the platform is nowhere close to the amount of effort that I put into it. And the level of strain that I feel when I'm on the platform is just not worth it because I feel a great sense of disconnect when I'm on it. It's weird that platform is there to help you to connect with other people, right? And that is absolutely not a bad thing at all. But what I find for myself, and I know that I'm not alone in this, is that I feel more disconnected from people passing them by on a screen, like acknowledging them through a like and through a comment. And again, this is not terrible. Like, at least it gives us an opportunity to connect with people who we wouldn't otherwise be able to connect with. But just my own personal experience and where I am at in my life, what I truly need is a one-on-one connection, deep connection. What is not fulfilling for me is to watch people from a screen and to not actually have a genuine connection with them. And so I made the very surprising decision to just stop. And I don't know if this is temporary. There's so much that I don't know. That I never knew that I was going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to change my mind. But all I know is that right now, while I am healing myself, I am healing my back and my heart and the way that I connect with people, what is not good for me is to put myself in spaces, whether physically or virtually, that is causing me more harm than benefit. And so, how I see that aligning with the message for the month ahead is I am letting go of something that I was doing kind of like on autopilot. Oh, everybody does this, so let me be on this platform. But I'm choosing to be intentional with how I spend my time. Do I want to invest my energy on a platform that leaves me feeling more detached and unfulfilled? Or do I want to invest my energy in relationships with people that I can physically see or I can talk to on the phone? I want to be doing that. And yeah, there is the risk of my visibility of my business going down. Of course, there is that risk, but I am choosing what makes me feel good at this time. And I believe that that matters so much more than whatever strategy or algorithm, whatever, can offer you. And another card that came up for this reading is nothing is impossible. So just because I have dropped off Instagram and there is that risk of losing visibility, we're being told that nothing is impossible. So I can still continue with my business. I can still continue to grow and thrive in other ways. Other people have done it. Why can't I do it? So that is my personal sharing from this month's reading. And I hope that it gave you something useful that can be applicable to you. Maybe you're going through something similar, and just making these really small but profound changes. It can make you feel so good. Being off Instagram, I cannot tell you how amazing I have felt. My anxiety has it's pretty much vanished. And I don't expect anxiety to be gone forever because it comes and goes. It has a life of its own. But I have just noticed that that general feeling of overwhelm and anxiousness is not there ever since I dropped off. I tapped out of a space that I did not feel good in. And maybe that's something that you needed to hear. Maybe there's a person, a place of some sort where you're not feeling your best. And one simple action, one simple decision can change the way that you feel. It can change your energy. It can change your mindset. And suddenly you are a brand new person, feeling so good, pursuing things that make you feel so good. Think about what that would look like for you. And with that, we bring this reading to a close. Thank you so much for joining me. It has been quite a recording. It looks like we're approaching close to an hour. So if you stay to the very end, I have so much appreciation for you for caring about yourself and investing in yourself. See, you're already doing it. It doesn't always have to cost money. Just setting time aside to allow yourself to be supported and to be in connection and collaboration with someone else, with me, even though it's not physical or one-to-one, we're still doing it. We're working together to make things better for ourselves and the entire world. And that is important. So thank you. And I will see you again soon. A reminder, if you are interested in being a part of the online reading community, the book club, I don't think I even mentioned the book club's name. It is called the Divinely Guided Book Club, of course. Like, what other name would this book club have been given? You can find that space in the links in the description. Thank you again, and I will see you soon. Have an amazing month. Bye for now.